All right, welcome to yoga class. Today we'll start our class in a seated position. Today we're going to work on releasing some tension from the shoulder area, and we're also going to work on balance. So just allow yourself time to get situated in your seat. Feel your hips grounded on the mat, or maybe you decide to sit on a blanket if you'd like a little lift, if that feels better for your knees. Know that if at any point bending your knees is uncomfortable, you can always extend your legs, straightening them in front of you. So just make sure you're really comfortable with your legs in your seat, and then position your shoulders above your hips and your ears above your shoulders. So imagine that you're sitting up against a wall, straight spine, crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. And relax the arms, so you bend the elbows. Bring your gaze inward, close your eyes. Just take time to notice your breath. If your breath is short, lengthen. As you're working with your breath, notice how it feels to sit on your mat in your space, starting this time for yourself, your own practice. Know that yoga is a non-competitive practice. You're on the mat by yourself, having your own experience. So in this time, you really want to listen to your body and what it needs today. As we come into postures, you want to find that sweet spot, that place where you feel sensation, but not to the point where you're pushing yourself to pain or major discomfort. Really listening to your body. Now take a deep inhale all the way to the top of the breath. When you're ready to exhale, open your mouth, take a sigh of relief. Let's do that again. Inhale all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. One more time. Notice as you exhale, the shoulders melting away from the ears, creating space and starting to let tension go. Now gently start to flutter the eyes open, come back into the space. Take your hands outside of your hips. So let your hands just ground down. Now we're going to take some shoulder shrugs. This is going to be a movement that looks like this. As you inhale, the shoulders are going to come up to your ears, and as you exhale, drop the shoulders down quickly. Inhale, lift, exhale, drop them down. Inhale, lift, exhale, drop down. Now, as we continue to move in this way, this dropping of the shoulders down might feel like a new kind of sensation. This movement is letting our shoulders and our upper back know that it's time to let that tension go. So even if this feels a little clunky, a little awkward, new in your body, keep doing it. Keep matching the movement with your breath, so it's a shorter exhalation, to really let that tension release from your body. Two more. And on the next exhale, just let the shoulders melt away from the ears as much as possible. So that motion is really important because we tend to hold our shoulders up towards our ears a lot. We do this without even noticing And then later on, we feel a lot of tension in the trapezius muscle. So this is a really great way to work with letting that tension go. Now from here, go ahead and tuck your chin towards your chest. Lift your arms, take your fingertips to the back of your head. Gently lower. Now without pushing your head, just feel the weight of the fingertips get a deeper stretch for the back of the neck, the upper back. You might even feel the stretch going into the mid-back. One more round of breath. Release your fingers, gently set your arms out to the sides. And on your next inhale breath, lift your chin, gaze forward. Take a full round of breath here. Inhaling all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, open your mouth, release. Let it go. Now, continuing to work with the shoulders, we're going to incorporate the back and the spine. As you inhale, lift your arms up, fingertips towards the sky. As you exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, lift the arms back, bring the torso to center. Exhale, open the arms, twist to the opposite side. Inhale, lift, find center. Exhale, twist opposite direction. Remember, your movement is following your breath. Take one more on each side. And then exhale, brings the arms down. Now once the arms are down, we're going to lift them back up on an inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands in. Inhale, open them out. Exhale, bring them up. Open them out. Bring them towards each other. Take them out. Lift them up. Open them out. Bring them in. Take them out. Lift them up. Open them out. Bring them forward. Open the arms out. Lift the arms up. And then exhale, take them all the way down. Tuck your chin back towards your chest. Now this time, you can stay with your chin down, or you can gently rotate from side to side. So this is up to you if you want to stay still in a static posture, or if you want to find some fluidity, inhaling to one direction, exhaling opposite direction. Whichever option you chose, just tune into your body, notice how it's feeling. If you've got tension in your shoulders or in your neck, then the movement is going to be a better option for you today, as long as you don't feel pain or discomfort. We'll start to slow the movement so that if you're taking the movement option, you bring your chin to center, inhale, lifts the head, gaze forward. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lower one hand down, and then look over, make sure that your hand or your fingertips are in line with your hip. Now, if your hand doesn't touch all the way down, you can take the prop of a block to position your palm or your fingertips on. So set that up if you need it. Otherwise, fingertips or hand can ground down. On your next inhale, reach your top fingers up, and as you exhale, lean over to your grounded hand. Keep your seat connected. You'll notice if you want to walk your hand further away from your hip. Now, keeping the hips grounded, reach with your top arm, position the bicep above the ear. Reach, reach, reach. On your next inhale, lift both arms up, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, opposite arm comes down to the mat, outside of the hip. Turn your head to look, make sure your fingertips, your palm, your block, however you're setting up, is in line with the hip. Not forward and not back, but in line. Once you have that set up, inhale, lift the fingers up as if you're trying to tap the ceiling, and then exhale, lean over to this grounded hand. Remember, you can walk the hands further away. Reach. Gaze can be up to the ceiling, or you can turn your head down to the mat. Continue to reach, feel a nice stretch in the side body. Inhale, lift up. Now we're going to take that one more time in each direction. The second time, inhale, lift, exhale, fold. This second time, you might feel a deeper stretch. You might be able to lower your forearm onto the mat or to a block. Remember, keep both hips down. The side that you're reaching from might want to lift. Press it down to the mat. Continue to reach. Deep stretch from your hip to your fingertips. On the next inhale, rise up. Exhale, opposite direction. Inhale, lift, reach. Exhale, fold over. Keep the hips grounded. You might even close your eyes and feel the sensation in the side body. Next inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Now practice letting the shoulders melt away from the ears. It is very likely that in your day you're holding your shoulders up high. So anytime you feel discomfort in the shoulders or the trapezius muscle, then you're going to want to come into this type of work, shoulder openers, neck work, so that you can release that. So anytime you're feeling this in your body, that's a really good signal of a point to stop and give this area attention. So now we're going to take our arms behind us, and as we bring the arms behind, we're going to try to interlace the fingers. Now, if your hands don't meet and you can't interlace your fingers, then you can take a strap, a scarf, a towel, a belt, whatever it is, so that you can bring this to close the gap. So your hands would then come onto the prop rather than meeting together. So this is an option, or hands together are an option. So whichever is working for you today, whichever one you choose, interlace your fingers, press your palms together. Now inhale, lift your fist, open your heart. Exhale, lower the fist down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now, switch the grip. So the thumb that you have on top, the index finger that you have on top, switch that up. This is going to be the awkward grip, the grip that you don't usually take. And we'll take 3 rounds now again. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Good. Release the hands. Just shake the shoulders out, remove any tension. All right, now bring your hands to your thighs. On your next inhale, open your heart, send it forward, bring the shoulders back. Exhale, bring the heart in, shoulders forward. Inhale, open the heart, shine it forward. Exhale, belly button to spine, rounding the back. Continue to move with your breath. Now, focus on just moving your torso. You don't need to move your head. Just let your head go where it naturally wants to. If it's more comfortable, you could reach your hands towards your knees. This might depend on the length of your arms. But continue to feel the extension and the flexion in the back. Focusing on taking our spine in all directions and really liberating the back space as we work with the shoulders, the upper body. And then eventually find your way back to a straight spine, neutral spine, reaching the crown of the head up, grounding down in your seat. From here, lift your arms, bend your elbows, take your fingertips to your shoulders. Now, as we do this movement, you'll notice that your elbows are going to sag. Keep your elbows lifted. So you want to think about your elbows in line with your shoulders. This is going to happen. Continue to practice this. Now, just the fingertips are resting at the shoulders. You don't need to apply weight. You're just positioning the fingers here. Now, you're going to rotate to one side, twisting, and then you're going to rotate and twist to the other side. Focus on keeping your hips and your legs still, and you're just moving the upper body. So this is going to be a quicker movement, twisting from side to side. Keep the elbows lifted. Let this movement be faster. You might even close your eyes and notice the sensations that you're feeling in your back. Maybe you move even faster as long as you can keep your legs and your hips still. Keep lifting the elbows, don't let them sag. I know your shoulders might be getting fatigued. This is a really great movement for your back. Releasing tension, liberating that spine. Keep lifting your elbows. Just a few more twists, you've got this. Now, start to slow it down. Lower the elbows, release the hands. Take a full round of breath. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. All right, we're gonna change the station of our body now from seated to a kneeling position. Think about how your body feels today and if you need support for your knees. So if you've got a knee pad or a blanket, that is gonna be something that you're gonna wanna incorporate in this time. So I'm gonna demonstrate with the blanket that I have. I'm just gonna open it up to my level of comfort. You can always double it even more for more support. And then you're gonna come into a tabletop position. So you're gonna bring knees to the blanket, knees under the hips. So knees are hip distance. And then we wanna position the wrists under the shoulders. Now in our kneeling position, we're gonna continue to work with the back and the shoulders. Look at your hands. Spread your fingers wide. As you inhale, let your belly lower towards the mat. And as you exhale, lift your back as if you're trying to tap the ceiling with your back. Inhale, belly lowers. Exhale, lift your back. Again, as we move through extension and flexion of the spine, we don't need to think about moving our head. Just let your head go where it naturally wants to. One more. into a neutral spine, reaching the tailbone back, reaching the crown of the head forward. Now we're going to start to work on balance, so we'll incorporate balance and then we'll come back into the shoulder area. Firmly press your palms to the mat. Now, lift and lengthen your right leg. You're going to want to shift weight over to the left to make this happen. As you lift your right leg, point your toes. Now, we've got 3 points of contact rather than 4. Notice how this feels. And then decide if you want to lift your left arm. So opposite arm, right leg is lifted, left arm is lifted. Now, if this is too much for you, you can always bring your hand back down. You decide. Now, we're going to advance a little bit. If you want more of a challenge, we'll work on our core. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, make a fist with your left hand. Bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Inhale, re-lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, elbow to knee. Take 2 more if you'd like. Last one. Inhale, re-lengthen. Exhale, left hand comes down. And then right knee comes down. Redistribute the weight. Give yourself a full round of breath. Now, before we come into the other side, I want to show you another option where you can support yourself with props, because your wrist might be uncomfortable if you're not used to using your wrist in this way, or if you're just having issues with your wrist. So if you want a different option while you work on your balance, you can take your blocks underneath your forearms. This way, your wrists are totally free. So that's an option if you need. Now we're going to come into the other side. You're going to shift weight over to the right so that you can lift and extend your left leg. Point your toes. Now, forearms can be on the blocks or palms can be grounded onto the mat. You decide what's working for your body today. Now, we can simply stay with the leg lifted to practice our balance. This might be enough for today. Or we might go deeper by lifting that right arm, reaching it as if you're trying to shake someone's hand. Notice how this feels. If this feels wobbly, you can always lower your hand back down to the mat. You decide. Now, if you want to challenge yourself and you want to go deeper, take an inhale breath. Exhale, bring the left knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more if you're taking this option. Re-extend, and then gently bring the right hand down. Bring the left knee down. Take a full round of breath. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Now, before we come into another shoulder option, let's just give our arms a break for a moment. So we are going to open the knees the width of the mat. You can stay on your blanket or knee pad if you'd like. Big toes come together. Send your hips towards your heels. Reach your fingers forward. Lower your forehead to the mat. Child's pose. Feel the hips opening gently. As you exhale, let your body soften. Surrender to the shape. set yourself back into that tabletop position. On your next inhale, lift your right arm, twist to the right, reach your right fingers towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bring your right arm behind your left arm. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, weave it through. We've got one more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, weave it through. And then re-lengthen. Take the right hand down. Take a full round of breath. Exhale, let it go. Now, press the right hand to the mat. Inhale, lift the left fingers, twist to the left, reach to the sky. Exhale, take the left arm behind the right. Inhale, reach the left fingers back up, twisting to the left. Exhale, reach it through. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, weave it through. Inhale, re-extend, fingers to the sky. And then exhale, left palm meets the mat. Inhale to the top of the breath. Exhale, let it go. Now, keep your lower body the way that it is, hips above the knees. Start to walk your hands forward, so arms are at a diagonal. As you walk your hands forward, lower your forearms down, and then lower your heart towards the mat. This is our puppy pose, also known as melting heart. With each exhale, let your heart melt down towards the mat. And then gently walk the hands back towards the body, lift your head. Find tabletop position. Take a full round of breath there. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Looking at your hands, walk your hands one hand placement in front. Curl your toes. Lift your hips. Come into your downward facing dog. So now we're going to pause here. Send your chest towards your thighs. Maybe you bend one knee at a time. We're using downward facing dog as a transition to move from kneeling to standing. Slowly start to walk your feet towards your hands. If you have a prop, like a blanket or a knee pad, you can just move it out of the way. Continue to walk your feet towards your hands. And once your feet make their way towards the hands, take your palms to your shins. Inhale, take a half lift. And then exhale, fold. Staying in the fold, let your arms dangle. Looking at your feet, make sure that there's space between the feet so the feet are hip distance. Looking to make sure there's about 6 inches between the arches of your feet. Know that you have the option to take your hands to opposite elbows, framing your head with your arms. So now getting more traction for the spine. Feel a nice deep stretch for the back of the body. If this is too much for your hamstrings, the back of the thighs, you can bend your knees. That might be more comfortable. If you're more flexible today, then you can straighten the legs. Release the head, release the neck. Let the top of the head point down towards the mat. Exhale, let it go. Stay in this position. Each exhale, open your mouth, let it go. One more full round of breath. Exhale, let it go. Release your arms if you grabbed onto your elbows. Bend the knees and slowly, slowly take your time to rise up to a standing position. Head is going to come up last to prevent you from getting dizzy. Take your time. Eventually, you're going to end up in Tadasana. So arms are going to be by your sides. Palms are facing forward. Now, feeling into our standing foundation. Lift your toes, spread the toes, and then set them back down. Take a micro bend in your knees and pull your belly button towards your spine. Position the ears above the shoulders, shoulders above the hips. Take a few rounds of breath, feeling the foundation at the soles of your feet, rooting the feet down and rising up through the crown of the head. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Take a couple more rounds of breath. Each exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Sigh of relief. One more. All right, if the eyes are closed, gently start to flutter them open. Now working on standing balance, but also strengthening our legs. Know that we're going to be doing this work from this position. So take a moment to get a sip of water if you want or need to, and then we'll start our standing work. All right, so it's important to stay hydrated throughout our day. If you're taking water breaks, you want to make sure that you're taking sips instead of gulps, because that's going to be more comfortable in your physical body during your practice. If you're gulping a lot of water and then you take a forward fold, for example, it's going to feel like that water's going to come back up. So focus on taking sips, and take sips as often as you need to, and make sure you stay hydrated. So if you're not sure how much water to drink in your day, take the number of how much you weigh. So, for example, if you weigh 120 pounds, you're going to divide that in half. That would be 60. That's the number of ounces minimum that you need a day. So make sure that you're staying on top of your water consumption. All right, so standing yoga positions now. First of all, come back to that hip distance. You might slightly rock forward and back so that you're sending weight into the toes and then into the heels. Just letting yourself get grounded now in this station of the body. And then find stillness. Come back to softening, taking a micro bend in the knees. Pull the belly button towards the spine. Feel firm in this standing position. Now come back to relaxing your shoulders. If they're creeping up towards your ears, set them down and away. Exhale, let it go. Take your hands to your hips. Now with your hands at your hips, we're going to focus one side at a time. So one foot is going to lift, the knee bends, shift the weight to the other side, lift the knee in line with the hip, and then exhale, tap the big toe down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap it down. Let's take two more. Lifting on the inhale, tapping down on the exhale. Last one. All right. Now, we're going to do that again. Inhale, lift the knee. We're going to switch it up. Exhale, open the knee out. Come to a wall space if you need support. Inhale, bring the knee back in. Exhale, tap the big toe down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open the knee out, external rotation. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open it out. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, tap the big toe. We've got 2 more. You've got this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open out. Inhale, center. Exhale, tap it down. Don't forget, you've got the wall if you need support. And then bring the entire foot down. Distribute the weight equally between both legs. Now, thinking about how that experience was for you on this side, know that we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we've got 2 different variations. Reposition yourself in your home space however you need to. If you need to bring your hand to the wall for support. You don't have to do this entirely in free space. Your hand can come to a wall or perhaps to a chair. So look around the room and find what you need to support yourself to work on the standing balance, strengthening, and external rotation. All right, so coming into the other side. On an inhale, we're going to lift the knee. This means we shift the weight to the other leg. Now exhale, just tap the big toe down. Inhale, lift the knee in line with the hip. Exhale, tap the big toe down. Inhale, we lift the knee. Exhale, tap the big toe down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap it down. You've got this. All right, this is where we're going to switch it up. Inhale, lift the knee. Now exhale, open the knee out. External rotation. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, tap the toe down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open it out. Inhale, center. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, center. Exhale, tap it down. Just a couple more. It's okay if you feel wobbly. You can always find that wall support. This is our last one. This side might feel different. This side's a little more challenging for me today. And then once you bring the foot down, redistribute. Take a full round of breath. Exhale, let it go. Now bring your feet together so the big toes meet, little space at the heels. Hands can stay at the hips, or you might have one hand at the wall. Now, as you inhale, take one foot out to the side, lifting it, and then exhale, bring it in without touching the ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it in. As you do this, feel the outer hip engaging. Just lift as much as is comfortable for you to keep your stability. Now bring the foot in, big toes meet, take a round of breath. Other side. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it in. Each time you exhale and bring it in, keep the foot lifted. Feel the outer hip working. Feel the stability in your standing foot, and then bring it in. So we've done some external rotation. Let's focus on internal rotation. Take one foot behind the opposite ankle. Bring the front foot back out beside the back foot. Continue to move in the same direction. So the same foot keeps crossing behind that front ankle. Now once you've made it to the end of your mat, we're going to do that in the opposite direction. So opposite foot crosses behind the front foot. Front foot comes beside, and we're going to continue to move. Take your time. Go at your pace. There's no rush. This is your practice. So you decide the speed that you want to go for your level of comfort in terms of stability. And then once you get to the opposite end of the mat, we're going to go back to where we started. So bring the feet together, cross behind, back to center. Bring the feet together. Exhale, let it go. Now, decide if you want to keep your feet together or if it feels more stable for you to have hip distance. You might try both. See what makes you feel most grounded. Then you're going to bring your arms by your sides. Take your hands to your glutes. So your palms are coming to your glutes, as if you're putting your hands in your jeans pockets. Now, once you've got your hands positioned at your jean pockets, bring the elbows towards each other. This is going to open the heart. As you open the heart, start to press the hips forward and gaze up to the ceiling. Now opening the front of the body. If you feel a pinching in your low back, think about lifting the heart space towards the ceiling. And then gently come out. Back to standing. Lower your arms by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, hinge the hips. Come into a forward fold. As you come into your forward fold, on your next inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, fold again. This time, bend your knees deeply. Lift one foot, come onto the shin. Lift the other foot, come onto that shin. Now, for just a moment, come into a seat. Know that we are going to come on to our belly. We're also going to come into a child's pose. We're starting the cool down part of our practice. So the standing portion is complete for now. Let's go ahead and bring the knees together, bring the feet together. So the legs are together. We're going to come into a different variation of child's pose. Arms are going to be by your sides, palms are up. So you'll start to bring your torso towards your legs. So your belly is going to rest onto your thighs. Forehead comes down to the mat. Now your arms are by your sides, so your shoulders are relaxed. No pressure in the shoulders. We're giving the shoulders a break. But we're getting a nice deep stretch for the back space. This is especially good for the low back, for reducing anxiety, and to help us sleep better at nighttime. Child's pose with knees together. As you inhale, feel your belly pressing to your thighs. As you exhale, let it go. Take a couple more rounds. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, lift your head, start to straighten your arms. Now take your time to walk your hands forward. Lift your hips. We'll come onto our belly now, coming into a prone position. So extending the legs, bend your elbows so that you can bring your belly down. Let your forehead meet the mat. Take your hands under your shoulders. On your next inhale, lift your chest, lift your head, gaze forward, and then exhale, lower down. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, press the top of your feet to the mat, and then exhale, lower down. Now this time, let's take the arms out to the sides. Lift the arms and the legs. Lift the head, lift the chest. See if you can hold here for 3 rounds of breath. As you breathe, you might feel a rocking sensation on your belly. And with your next exhale, lower the limbs down. Take a full round of breath. Exhale, let it go. Bend your knees. Lift your feet up. Take both feet to one side and then the other. So you're moving from left to right, right to left, like windshield wipers on the car. take the feet down. Take the hands back under your shoulders. Use your energy to lift your chest, lift your hips, straighten your arms, and come back onto your seat. Now we'll move into a supine position, which is a reclined position. Our backs are going to be onto the mats, but we are going to invite a prop in. So one of the typical ways that we do this is by taking 2 blocks, bringing the short ends of the blocks together onto the mat, and these blocks are going to go to the back of the heart space. So thinking where your bra strap is or under your shoulder blades. Now for some people, this isn't all that comfortable because of the edges of the block. So another option that you have is that you can take a blanket and then you would roll the blanket. This is going to be a more cushy prop, okay? So you don't want to use a pillow because the pillow is going to take up too much of the back space. You only want this prop to be underneath the shoulder blades. So you're positioning your prop towards the end of the mat, but you still want space for your head. Then you're going to look away, extend your legs, let them ground down, and as you lower down, take your time to set your prop in a place where it's under the shoulder blades. Then let your arms come out to the sides. Let your head lower down. Adjust if you need to. So we don't want the prop on the mid-back. Think upper back, but not the neck. And then open your arms out to the sides. If your head is uncomfortable, you can position a prop underneath your head. And if you've got something funky going on with your hair, just release your hair tie or whatever it is so that you can comfortably rest your head down. Really letting yourself get grounded. Playing around with how open you want the arms to be. I just wouldn't lift the arms higher than wrist above shoulders. And if at any point your arms feel tingling or numbness, just bring the hands back down towards the body. Exhale, let it go. Heart opener. Heart openers are great options for postures to take anytime we need to work with releasing any emotion, or anytime we want to focus on cultivating love and compassion. Now if your arms are out to the sides, bring the arms in towards the body. Gently lift your head. Gently lift your shoulders. Press your palms to the mat. Lift up just enough to remove your prop out of the way so that you can come on to a flat back. So there are no props in your way. Again, find a comfortable position for your head to be grounded, your shoulders, your back. The entire back of the body is meeting the mat. Now, I know this looks like Shavasana. We're not there yet. We've got one more movement to incorporate. We're going to fire up the core. We're going to work on strengthening the abs. So bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Keep your arms grounded by your sides. So your arms are your anchors. Now lift your legs. Bring your legs together as if you have one leg. Feet are towards the ceiling. Now in this movement, we're going to focus on keeping the feet and the legs together the entire time. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, slowly lower your heels towards the mat without your feet touching the mat. When you're ready to inhale, slowly lift your feet back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower the heels down. Inhale, lift them up. Now, as you do this, feel your belly, your core, your abs engaging. You might feel a shaking sensation, which is really great. This means that you're gaining strength, you're growing in your practice. So keep going. See if you can take 2 or 3 more. Tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Really challenge yourself here. Notice that the slower you go, the more you're going to feel your core engaging. And once you've had enough, you'll bend your knees, bring the feet to the mat, take a full round of breath. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. From here, extend your legs. Now preparing to come into your Shavasana. Legs can have space between them, arms out to the sides with space at the armpits, making your body in the shape of a star. If your low back has been bothering you, then I recommend that you bend your knees, open your feet the width of the mat, and let the knees drop in towards each other. Alternatively, you can take blocks or a rolled up blanket underneath your knees for support. Just find the most comfortable shape for your Shavasana, your relaxation pose. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Let your eyes close. With the eyes closed, the gaze is inward. Feel the entire back of your body connected to your mat. Notice your breath moving in and out of your still body. Continue to stay in stillness. Continue to bring your attention inward to yourself. Noticing now how your physical body feels in this grounded position. Practice sending the thoughts away just as easily as they come in. Know that if any of these thoughts are important, they'll come back later. But for now, just rest. Just let your body be heavy. Let yourself enjoy this time of practicing presence and gratitude. Deep inhalation to the top of the breath. Slow exhale, sigh of relief. Let it go. Inhale fully. Exhale, feel your entire body melting into the mat. Continue to breathe with intention. Feel gratitude for this time of stillness. this time of integration after all of the movement our body has allowed us to do in our practice today. Feel gratitude for all the parts of your body that work together to allow you to experience this practice. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, taking in gratitude for this body. Exhale, letting any judgment of this body go. Inhale, gratitude. Exhale, release. It's very easy for us to get caught up in little tweaks of when our body doesn't function optimally, and sometimes we don't focus on how much the body actually does do for us. The human body is a very, very amazing vehicle and home for our soul. Physical body allows us to get to so many places and do so many things. Take a few rounds of breath to really invite the gratitude in for this body that has done so much for you in this life. Now gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes, just inviting movement back into the physical body. You might even take circles with your ankles and wrists. And if you're taking those circles, you can take them in opposite direction. Bring the ankles and the wrists to stillness. Take your palms together. Start to rub the hands together, creating heat and friction. And once you feel the heat intensifying, separate the palms. Pat all the parts of your body that you can reach. Pats of gratitude, acknowledgement for the limbs, front of the body, back of the body, hands, feet. Letting these pats be an intention of gratitude. I see you, I feel you. Thank you for letting me have this practice. And then bring your palms to your heart center, thumbs at the heart center. Now you can stay in your reclined position, or you can start to work your way to a comfortable seat. This is up to you how you want to close your practice today. If you're in a reclined position and you want to work towards your seat, you can simply roll over onto one side and then press yourself up to your seated position, which is how we started our practice. So in this way, coming full circle. Knowing that it's okay to stay reclined if you choose. Now with your palms together and your thumbs at your heart center, take a deep inhale, feel the chest rise. Exhale, soften. Noticing how good that feels. Let's do it again. Deep inhale. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh of relief. Blast around, sealing our practice for today. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Lower your forehead towards your fingertips. One more moment of gratitude to yourself for your energy, effort in your practice today. Thank yourself for simply showing up and being here. allowing yourself to move with intention. The light in me sees, honors, and recognizes the light within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your time with me for this practice. I will see you next time.